Welcome to the Ant Keeper. Here I upload videos twice a week about all things ant related, from how-to guides to unboxing reviews. I'll even be doing some videos on updating on my queens and colonies as they grow, and so much more. In fact, I've got so many plans ahead, I just can't wait to share them with you. So please consider subscribing. It really makes my day and helps me out. Okay, to the video. So, you want to know how to raise a queen ant. Well, here are 3 things you need to know. First, the test tube setup. For the test tube setup, you need a test tube. You can get a glass one or a plastic one, doesn't matter. The glass ones I think you can see a bit clearer through. And you can get different sizes. Bigger ones are a little bit better, I think, because you can fit more workers in them, a little bit longer as opposed to a smaller test tube setup. The next thing you'll need is to fill up the test tube about 2/3 of the way up with water. Preferably distilled water, clean water, bottled water, tap water if you can. Once you've got 2/3 of the way full, you get your cotton bud and you want to press it down, push it through the hole. You want it to be pretty snug. If it's too loose, water could drip out the sides and it could flood. And as you push it down, you want to try and push it down. As the cotton gets close to the water, push it pretty quickly. If you push it too slowly, a bubble will arise. Whereas if you push it quite quickly, like I've done here, no bubble. And what I do is I push around with the tweezers just to clear up the sides to make it nice and flat. And as you can see, no water's dripping out. And that's it. So once you're done, you just get a piece of cotton, put it over the top. You want it to be pretty snug, not too tight, not too loose. And that's it. You've completed the test tube setup. Good job. Colostral or semi-colostral. For colostral species of ants, you don't need to give them anything to eat until the workers arrive. But for semi-colostral species, you do have to give these ants food throughout the founding stage, like sugars and proteins. The founding stage is when the queen is laying her first generation of brood. Once that generation of workers have arrived, the founding stage is considered over, and then we move on to the next stage. That's basically how it works. There is a bit more to it, and there are different types of ants that don't fit into the colostral or semi-colostral category, but I'll cover that in a separate video. Darkness is key. I really struggle with this next step. Queen ants get stressed easily and don't like being exposed to the light. If your queen ant gets stressed, she may stop laying eggs, or worse, eat her eggs. It's best to keep your queen ants in a dark box, in an area that both doesn't get vibrations or dramatic temperature changes. I leave my queens on a shelf in my office, in a box. I find that works best. It doesn't get many vibrations and the temperature doesn't fluctuate much. I check on my queens about once a week. Maybe every 4 days would be okay, but definitely not more than that. Ideally a month would be best. Just leave her alone and check back on her later. However, if she's semi-colostral, you'll have to feed her every couple of days anyway, so you get to see her. If you follow these steps and everything goes to plan, you should eventually get workers in about 1 to 3 months, depending on the species. Here's a tip to speed things up if you just can't wait. Try putting a heat mat under the test tube. The heat will speed up the growth of the up-and-coming workers. I've trialed this by slowly adding heat every couple of days and watching how the queen reacts. If she moves her eggs away from the heat, you know it's too hot. If she keeps her eggs close to the heat, it's either a little bit too cold or just right. I regularly monitor this and change how the heat is accordingly. That sums up my 3 things you need to raise a queen ant video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it and maybe learned something too. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out and I really appreciate it. Now, I have a question for you guys. What was your first queen ant? Please write in the comment section below. I'd love to know. If you couldn't already tell, my first queen ant was the strobe ant. Thank you again guys, and I'll see you on the next video.